Um, I'm going to talk about the money multiplier. The money multiplier is here. I'll read the definition for it and then I'll tell you what that means. The money multiplier is defined as um, the effect on the expansion of a country's money supply that results from banks being able to lend. The size of the multiplier effect depends on the percentage of deposits that banks are required to hold as reserves. So pretty much what that means is the money multiplier um, affects the money supply in the economy. When someone, like if the government were to buy bonds, you'd multiply that amount of money by the multiplier effect to show how much money was actually created in the economy. Um, so here I'll show you the equation for the money multiplier is right here. Like you just saw, the money multiplier is 1 over the reserve ratio, and the reserve ratio is the amount of money that banks are required to keep at all times, just as reserves, that the government requires them to keep to make sure that they never run out of money at a bank, so a bank doesn't fail. And it shows itself as a percent, like 10%, 15%. Okay, so let's try a practice one. I'll put it up for a couple seconds, and then I'll go through it. All right, so here it is. So by the way, before I put it up, right when it goes on, it'll play for about 10 seconds. Pause it. So what you should have done is, first of all, you should have figured out that if the Fed are buying bonds, then I don't know why I'm doing that. It should be like that. They're pushing money into the, I guess, buying bonds, taking it. I don't know. So if they're buying bonds, then they're putting money into the money supply. So you know that this is going to affect the money supply by raising it. It's going to go up. So let's find out the money multiplier first. What you do is, so 1 over the reserve ratio, and that's 10%. So 1 over 10, 1 over 0.10, you take it out of percent, you put it in a decimal. So 1 over 0.1 is 10. So you're going to multiply 100 billion by 10, which is going to be 1,000 billion or 1 trillion. And then that's your total change in the money supply. It's $1 trillion is put into the economy. That's how much the money supply is pushed up. All right, let's try one more and then we'll call it good. I'm going to put it up right now. Remember to pause it again. So for this one, you're doing the same thing. You're taking, so Jill's depositing $100 cash into her checking account. So let's find the money multiplier again. Since it's again 10%, 1 over 0.1 is going to be 10, and so you multiply 10 by 100, which is going to make $1,000. So that's the demand for that money is going to be $1,000 worth. So it's going to be $1,000 worth putting in demand wise, but it's not going to affect the money supply by a total of $1,000 because since that $100 was already cash, that $100 is not included in that total of 1,000. So the total effect uh, of the money supply is going to be an increase of $900. All right, so If you got it, great job. If not, hopefully you understand it now. That's a multiplier effect. It just affects the money supply. All right, peace out, guys.